Hello and welcome to the Built on Air podcast. Built on Air is a regular podcast where we talk with everyday people and learn about the amazing things they are doing with Airtable. Today's podcast is sponsored by OpenSide, the leading solutions provider for Airtable customers. Check out openside.com to learn more about their products and services that can take your Airtable usage to the next level. Use promo code BUILTONAIR to receive $20 towards any product purchase.
In this episode, we're joined by Christine Prefontaine, the co-founder of Loop Design and Innovation and co-inventor of StoryEngine. Loop is a consultancy with a mission to help private sector and nonprofit firms alike better serve their clients through human-centered design, which places an emphasis on open communication and frequent reflective learning. In order to help her own clients reach their goals of becoming stronger teams, Christine began using Airtable to keep her own team on track. We briefly go over 2 articles written by Loop team members which discuss their strategies for project and asset management with Airtable as the CRM. Christine walks us through their CRM base, which allows the team to group tasks and subtasks together from all phases of a project, from ideation to completion. Later, Christine shares how her team was able to use an Airtable base with just one table to track interviewees across the run of a community outreach project or a recruitment process.
This is what we call our planning and pipeline base. It's a scrubbed one because it would have all of our information in it.
Sure.
And so I'll go through it. This is just this view is all fields, no filters, just so you can see sort of what it looks like at its core. So we have the project, which is, and then the ticket, and then task is in that ticket. And so this was a way for us to be able to have nested kind of to-do lists.
Okay.
So I will show you, this is current projects and tasks. So here you would have project 1, project 2. So basically, it just allows you to go through. So these are like the key tickets, these main things here. But then you can just go through and, move these around. We have different levels of priority. We have, where it is, and we do document like when we decide to kill a particular task or if it's blocked. We have like a fun thing too where this X is like, okay, is it done? And we will have a fun thing where with our blocks where like if we do a task, like a little chime will come on and
Okay.
Yay, we did it. I don't have a time right now, but so as you saw when I checked that particular task off, it disappeared from the current view, but it would I still have a view, all projects, all tickets, where you can go back historically and see tickets.
Yeah.
And so this is like a pretty standard view based on like who the lead is. You can have like a Kanban view. I just sort of fill that out. So like I could go in and be like, okay, where am I? So this was sort of, a little bit more like Trello-like, or that sort of, agile board type, doing done, that type of structure. And so, I have it set up like you could have just like a view with all of project 1 or all of project 2 or the Kanban for each of the individual people. And then, we encourage the folks in our team and now our clients to like have a view that is customized to them. So that is basically it. Now where this, so it's not like, super fancy, when does it start? When does it end? What attachments? I think what is interesting about this is that the CRM is integrated. And so we have a way to track opportunities. And then once they become a real project, all that, the tickets and everything are still linked to that.
Okay, great.
The project management system and the to-do is sort of linked to the CRM. And with that, we have like by stage, or here, like this would be where, this is a way of like easily accessing all of our contracts, because the actual contract itself would be attached to the opportunity once it's in the one stage. And so here, is just like, again, a different view. Where are we? Okay, we're writing the proposal. What percentage, do we think that we're going to win this? So it allows us to do financial projections. And then connected with that, I have something called interactions, contacts, and organizations. So basically, when someone meets, I have like a form view. When someone meets someone, they can put in information about that. And then when they have an interaction with that person, it's like, was it an email? Was it a call or a video? Was it like a brain date where you just like go, meet somewhere and geek out on something?
I've never heard that term before, and it's excellent.
That comes from E180, which is a great learning organization in Montreal. I'm from Montreal. So they have this whole brain dates that they do at conferences, and they're amazing. You should check them out. And so these sort of quick and easy forms feed into, like, that information would feed into here. And likewise, the contacts are connected with the organizations, and then that can be connected to the opportunity. So in this example here, so if opportunity one was in the idea stage, you can see that the main contact is like Jane Doe, but then, there was this brain date here with new person, very good name. And, where I can see, okay, like I'm dealing with Jane, but like I talked to this other person from, Acme Services, and like it allows everything to be connected together.
Right.
And I'm not like, I don't have to be in like a whole bunch of different pieces of software. This is like living in where our tickets and our planning and where my to-do list is. And so again, that's just because you just want to like keep it simple. And so for a small boutique consulting firm, like this is enough tech for us.
Yeah.
We don't need something more sophisticated than this. And the issue or the challenge more than anything is just like documenting those interactions, which, to be honest, like sometimes I'm like, I didn't document this, or I didn't, like that. And that's just like part of having the routines and rhythms of the day. And I could show you a few other ways we used Airtable, but did you have any questions about this?
Well, it's more of a comment. I just feel like what we're seeing right now is a good way or a good alternative to have nesting tasks or nesting items in general. I know that's one of the big features that many people look to Airtable to do, and it's not quite as intuitive as it could be, but this is like an excellent way to just do it.
We're happy with this hack. I mean, basically, it is this, if like all fields, no filters, it's basically these things that are like projects here are actually our key sort of tickets. And then when they get filtered out and grouped, they become the tickets there, and then we can have the subtasks.
Right.
It worked really well for us. And I haven't yet shared a base, but like this is all ready to go and scrubbed, and other people can fool around with it. But yeah, we definitely saw that it was definitely an issue at the beginning, but we really worked through it. This works fine for us.
And it allows you to reuse, I imagine, for each new project that you have. I mean, you're going to do finances probably for all of them, or community and outreach for all of them. And this is, a great way to reuse pieces but customize it for each of the projects that you do.
Exactly. So here are some of the other ways that we've used Airtable. These are just screenshots. So this is in French because it was in work we did in Cameroon, where for the design sprint where we were developing innovative insurance products for women, we on day 4 of our design sprint, we bring in actual testers, actual people to interact with the prototypes that the teams have created. And so this was a way that I managed all of the form that women filled out, which is really challenging because market research was not really part of the culture. In like here we're like very used to it, but there people are like there's so many like online scams and things like that. People were very méfiant is the word in French. They were really not trustworthy. Not trusting, no, they were trustworthy. They were not trusting that we were trustworthy, and we're like, what is this scam? And it was very fun to see the transformation between like, are you scamming me? To, oh my God, you care about my opinion and about my small business and my side hustle, and that's amazing. And like just that was, side note, that was really great. So basically this was a forum where, a Facebook ad led to this form that the different women could fill out. And then, we wanted to talk to women who had a side hustle, and, a lot of women in Cameroon, they really have to have several things on the go to make ends meet. I don't know how they do it. So there's a lot. And our insurance solution was sort of targeting that. So we really wanted to look at those folks. And then the participants that we selected to speak to, we had like a contact card, and I was able to have an interview schedule, all sort of with the same data based on what the women put in themselves. So this was really useful as I was also, because we had 2 teams doing testing. So I had to like greet the women when they showed up, make sure they were okay, direct them to the right place, and share this base with others so they could see, okay, who's coming when and what does that look like? Because we wanted the experience of the testers when they came to the insurance company main headquarters. We wanted that experience to be awesome for them and for them to be well received.
And this is all done in one table, it looks like, with just different views?
Yeah, these are all different views. And so, it's just, once the women submitted, their name and, a few pieces of information about themselves, then I was able to, like, I had extra fields that I then added on to, adding in things like when they were going to come in, did I confirm with them through, I had, everything's through WhatsApp there. So did I confirm through WhatsApp? What's their WhatsApp number? All of that. So it worked really well. And we were able to create like a decent enough form and had a really great experience. And the product has since been launched in the Cameroonian market. So, this is Loop's communications database. So this potentially could be integrated with the planning and pipeline one. We separated it out because sometimes we wanted to invite partners to this base, and we didn't necessarily want to be sharing all of our internal business information. But for a very small org, these could definitely be all together with the advantage that you would have the contacts in the organizations. Like that's another, big feature of being able to go for Airtable, being able to go call on information in a different base.
Yeah.
So that, we kind of ran into that wall, but it's been fine. So this is just, we have like a social tracker, the images and graphics, a style guide, all logos, our colors and fonts, canonical descriptions of things, descriptions of our team, and a place where we keep our client brand assets. And again, this is just to avoid that, like, where did we have this file of the, so you're not like searching through some bad filing nomenclature in a shared Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever. So this is like our card view of, some of the image assets we have. So these are people who are featured on our storyengine.io website. And so, it'll just be like the person, what organization. If you click on a card, so this is like a picture of a workshop from Cameroon. You can see, this is my colleague Esther with the stickies. We have like the file nomenclature, we have the license, who made it. And then this is just like what our social tracker looks like, so that we can track. And this was just like, we could track like what we've communicated about. And again, this is just customized from existing templates out there in our table. Nothing too fancy there. And then this is just, our style guide, so that everyone on our team theoretically can be writing internet the same way, or, using double spaces or not, or hyphens and just like it's an editorial style guide.
Yeah.
So we just have all that in one place. So these are just a few other examples of how we've used Airtable. We really love having the communications database, and then we've used this sort of applicant things for our own recruiting, and then also for recruiting user testers.
Yeah. It's always great to see a one table base, because all of the stuff I do when I help people make bases, they end up being fairly complicated. There's 10 tables all of a sudden, and 3 of them are junction tables, and it's just nice to see, an application where you just need the one and it works great.
Yeah, this is just a really simple thing, find testers and schedule them. So that you can make sure that they have a good experience.
Well, thank you so much for sharing both of these with us.
You're welcome.
Is there anything you'd like to plug? We can put those 2 articles on medium.com in the description.
I will figure out how to make this base more widely available, the template one that I have. I just genericized it. So
there's the Airtable Universe. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it allows you to publish a base that other people can then use as a template.
Oh, that's what I need to do. So this is ready to go on there. And I really like the tool, and I love what you guys are doing with the community building and the podcast. It's really it's really nice to see the kind of social community building done well. So congrats.
Thank you. We certainly try.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Camille. Nice chatting.
No problem. Nice chatting with you.
All right. Bye.